Throughout the history of Nigeria, there have been some notorious individuals who have made it their goal to trouble its generations. From ruthless armed robbers to brutal warlords, these names didn't just commit different crimes, but they also struck fears in the hearts of millions of people in the country, Nigeria. Today, we are going to uncover the shocking stories of Nigeria's top 10 most notorious criminals, their dramatic rise and their execution. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Number 10, we have Evans. Evans was a notorious kidnapper who led one of Nigeria's most sophisticated kidnapping syndicates. He came from a region which is known for wealthy businessmen, and he used his deep knowledge of Nigeria's elite to target the affluent individuals for ransom. Evans began his criminal activities in the early 2000s, first engaging in armed robbery before transitioning to high-profile kidnappings. Evans and his gang targeted business moguls, expatriates, and prominent figures, sometimes demanding ransoms as high as $1 million. He employed sophisticated techniques such as multiple safe houses, unregistered SIM card, and secret informants within law enforcement. His network extended across multiple Nigerian states with connections in Ghana and South Africa. Evans was later captured and arrested in 2017 in his luxurious home in Godo, Lagos, following months of intelligence gathering, and in 2022 he was sentenced to life imprisonment for multiple counts of kidnapping and conspiracy. Number 9, we have Godo Godo. Godo Godo is also called the one-eyed monster and was one of Nigeria's most feared armed robbers. He grew up in Lagos, living in impoverished conditions, and turned to crime at an early age. Unlike many criminals who operated in small gangs, Godo Godo built an empire of terror spanning the southwestern states of Nigeria. He was particularly ruthless, leading his gang in bank robberies, highway ambushes, and police station attacks. He was also notorious for executing law enforcement officers, seeing them as obstacles to his operations. His ability to evade capture for over a decade earned him the nickname Nigerian's Robin Hood, though he showed no mercy to his victim. Godo Godo was finally arrested in August 2013 after an intense manhunt by the SARS, which is the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, and he was later convicted of numerous crimes, though his details of sentencing remains very unclear. Number 8, we have Mighty Joe. Mighty Joe was one of Nigeria's most feared armed robbers of the 1970s. His early life largely remains undocumented, but it is believed that he has grown up in Lagos and was drawn into the life of crime at a young age. He came under the influence of Oyenusi, who was his mentor at that time, and he was Nigeria's notorious armed robber at the time. Under Oyenusi's guardians, Mighty Joe learned the art of violence, crime, and quickly gained a reputation for ruthlessness. Mighty Joe rose to prominence after Oyenusi was captured and executed in the 1971. With the vacuum left behind, he assumed leadership of a vicious gang that specialized in high-profile bank robberies, carjacking, and violent home evasions. Mighty Joe took this upon himself, and he became particularly popular in Lagos, where he became synonymous with terror. Unlike many criminals who was killed as a last resort, Mighty Joe was known for his impulsive violence, reportedly executing victims even when they fully complied with his demands. He was said to have killed people over trivial matters, earning him a nickname as a cold-blooded killer. Throughout the early 1970s, Mighty Joe gang carried out a string of darling heists after outgunning law enforcement and escaping capture. His ability to evade the police led to an aura of invisibility, with some believing he had supernatural protection. Despite everything, Mighty Joe met his downfall in an unexpected way. In 1973, he attempted to rob a bar attendant of a mere 10 naira. This minor crime led to his arrest, marking the end of his reign of terror. Authorities wasted no time in ensuring that he faced justice, as the Nigerian government had begun cracking down on armed robbery with public execution to serve as deterrent. After his swift trial, he was sentenced to death by firing squad in 1973, June 6th. Number 7, we have Shina Rambo. Shina Rambo was one of Nigeria's most infamous armed robbers in the 1980s and 1990s, and was born in Abeokuta and was raised in a military household, which gave him access to weapons training from an early age. He later became a criminal, leading a gang that specialized in highway robberies, bank raids, and cross-border crimes. Rambo's gang was heavily armed and operated with military precision. They attacked police stations, stole weapons, and even raided government armories. He reportedly had spiritual protection from native doctors, making him believe he was invisible. Shina Rambo disappeared for years and later resurfaced, claiming to have repented. However, he now claims to be a pastor, though some remain skeptical about his transformation. Number 6, we have Derico. Derico was the most feared armed robber in Anambra State in the late 1990s and early 2000s. He led a gang responsible for numerous bank robberies, killing of police officers, and market raids in Onitsha. He became so powerful that security forces in Anambra struggled to apprehend him, and traders lived in constant fear as his gang targeted anyone with significant cash flow. He openly challenged authorities, taunting police officers who attempted to catch him. In 2001, he was later captured by police but later handed over to Bakassi Boys, a vigilante group which was known for brutal justice. He was publicly executed in Onitsha Market, where he was beheaded with a machete. Number 5, we have Abubakar Shekau. Abubakar Shekau was the infamous leader of the Boko Haram, responsible for thousands of deaths through terrorist attack, kidnapping, and mass execution. Under his leadership, Boko Haram carried out bombings in Abuja, Kano, and Maiduguri, targeting schools, churches, and government buildings. Shekau declared an alliance to ISIS, turning Boko Haram into one of the deadliest terror organizations in the world. He personally oversaw brutal executions and ordered the 2014 Chibok girls' abduction.
There is Godo! There is Godo! There is Godo!
In 2021, he reportedly detonated a suicide vest after being surrounded by the group who wanted to kill him. Number 4, we have Monday Osumbo. Monday Osumbo was an infamous armed robber, primarily active in the 1980s and early 1990s. He led a brutal gang that targeted banks, highways, and government convoy. He was also known for extreme violence and often killing hostages and security officers. He was later captured, convicted, and executed by firing squad in the 1990s. Number 3, we have Clifford Oji. Clifford Oji was a notorious serial killer and a cannibal engaging in human trafficking and rituals. He operated in Lagos using a hideout under a bridge where human remains were discovered. He sold body parts to seek ritual wealth, and Oji was later arrested in 1999 and remained in prison until his death in 2012. Number 2, we have Oshola Oyenusi. Ishola Oyenusi, also called Dr. Oyenusi, was a feared armed robber in the late 1960s and the early 1970s. His gang specialized in the violent bank robberies and assassination, and he boasted about his crimes, once claiming, "I'm not afraid to kill." He was arrested in 1971 and executed at the Lagos Bar Beach in 1971 in front of thousands of spectators. And it was showed all over the newspapers that Oyenusi smiled before he passed away by the firing squad. Number 1, we have Lawrence Anini. Anini was Nigeria's most notorious armed robber in the 1980s. He and his gang had deep police connections which helped them to evade capture. His operations were so devastating that the military ruler Ibrahim Babangida ordered his arrest personally. He was arrested in December 1986 and executed by the firing squad in March 1987, along with his accomplice Monday Osumbo. And Friday, he passed away by the firing squad, and that was the end of the notorious criminal who troubled Nigeria for a very, very long time, Anini the Great. And a lot of people believe he could vanish and escape, but finally he was caught and dealt with in the most inhuman way possible. That's all for today. If you enjoy watching the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for more informative videos, and also share to people.